Whenever someone says to me, oh, I hate mushrooms or I don't like mushrooms, I always think, no, you don't like button mushrooms. Like, you probably haven't tried all the other varieties that are available out there. I'm Jason Crosbie and I'm the mushroom man.
Jason Crosbie is a fungus enthusiast who turned his fascination for fungi into a thriving business. In 2016, Jason left his job in IT to pursue his passion and started farming exotic mushrooms from his specially built grow shed just outside of Ballarat in Victoria.
I always had in the back of my mind that it's something that I'd love to do as a job. I wasn't happy in my career at the time, so I thought I was just going to do a bit of a Hail Mary and try it and see how it goes, and yeah, it just went from there.
Now, every week, Jason harvests around 80 kilograms of exotic mushrooms, supplying restaurants and food stores around the state. His temperature-controlled grow rooms mean he can cultivate year-round.
Basically, it all starts with this little plate here, which is the actual mushroom culture grown out on a nutrient dish. So you can see the mycelium on top of the plate there. So basically what we do is take a little wedge from that agar plate and we put it into a jar of grain spawn, which is just oats, hydrated oats. And then the mushroom will colonise the oats like it's doing there. And then once that's fully colonised, we then break that up and pour some into the sterilised substrate. And then those bags will come into incubation and they'll slowly consume the substrate, which you can see happening there.
There are around 14,000 species of mushrooms worldwide, and around 3,000 of these are edible.
We're kind of limited in Australia to what we're allowed to grow because of biosecurity laws and stuff like that. I think we grow about 8 to 10 different varieties here.
From blue oysters, yellow oysters, lion's mane and king browns, each variety has its own unique flavour and texture.
These are king brown mushrooms, so great for making steaks or scallops. They have a really meaty texture and really juicy and tender. So these are yellow oyster mushrooms, so they're beautiful yellow colour, great all-rounder, good for pastas, risottos, that sort of thing. Here we have the lion's mane mushroom. So this is good for also pressing into steaks. You can make vegan crab cakes out of them. They have like a seafoody sort of texture, and they have medicinal properties as well. Really good for your brain.
Really?
And they're delicious, so that's a bonus. If you cut a cross-section, you actually look like a cross-section of a brain, which is bizarre.
When Jason started 6 years ago, there were just a handful of exotic mushroom farms. Now there's over 80 operating nationwide. During lockdown, many mushroom enthusiasts started growing their own or foraging for wild mushrooms. But not all mushrooms are edible, and some can be deadly.
This is an Amanita muscaria mushroom, also known as fly agaric. It looks like a fairy tale mushroom, basically. And it is actually poisonous, so tend to stay away from this one. Like, there are mushrooms like the pine mushroom or slippery jack or something like that that are pretty easy to distinguish, but besides that, I probably wouldn't trust my ID skills.
Jason's message is clear. Picking wild mushrooms, even for an expert, can be dangerous and, in some cases, fatal.
People just really need to be careful about what they're picking, know what they're looking for, buy a field guide, have someone experienced with you who knows what they're looking for, and even then, just still be really careful.
The good news is that responsibly sourced mushrooms are packed full of nutrition and carry a swag of health benefits that are only just being discovered.
I think mushrooms have the potential to fix a lot of the problems that we face in the world. I'm just fascinated by them, like the biology, the ecology of mushrooms, like the diversity of species, the uses. Like, I think we're learning more and more now about medicinal benefits of mushrooms. Yeah, it is a very fascinating world, and I know I love it, and I think other people will be fascinated by it as well.